John Vishnupad Paramamsa Parajikacharya Asrutar Sata Sushimad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. John Vishnupad Paramamsa Parajikacharya Asrutar Sata Sushimad. Sri Guru Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. ISKCON BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Premziko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. New Dwarka Dham Ki Jai. Their Divine Lordship Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadish Ki Jai. Their Divine Lordship Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Shrimati Subhadra Ki Jai. Their Divine Lordship Shri Shri Gorni Tai Ki Jai. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Jaga Ki Jai. Transcendental Prashadam Distribution Ki Jai. Gaur Premananda Hare Bo. All glories to the Sama devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sama devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Sama devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Shri Krishna Smriti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So today we're reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the third canto, chapter 5, text number 25. Okay. Sa va etasya samdrastu. Sava etasya samdrastu. Shakti sad asad atmika. Shakti sad asad atmika. Maya nama maha bhaga. Maya nama mahabhaga. Yayedam nirmame vibhu. Yayedam nirmame vibhu. Savaitasya samdrastu. Sakti sarasaratmika. Maya nama mahabhaga. Yayedam nirmame vibhu. Savaitasya samdrastu. Sakti sarasaratmika. Maya nama mahabhaga. Yayedam nirmame vibhu. Please chant. Vaishnavis. Sa, that external energy. Va is either. Etasya, of the Lord. Samdrastu, of the perfect seer. Shakti, energy. Sat asat atmika, as both the cause and the effect. Maya nama, called the name Maya. Mahabhaga, O fortunate one. Yaya, by which. Idam, this material world. Nirmame, constructed. Vibhu, the Almighty. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord is the seer, and the external energy, which is seen, works as both cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation. O greatly fortunate Vidura, this external energy is known as Maya, or illusion, and through her agency only is the entire material manifestation made possible. Please repeat. The Lord is the seer, and the external energy, which is seen, works as both cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation. O greatly fortunate Vidura, this external energy is known as Maya, or illusion, and through her agency only is the entire material manifestation made possible. Purport. The material nature known as Maya is both the material and efficient cause of the cosmos. But in the background, the Lord is the consciousness for all activities. As in the individual body, the consciousness is the source of all energies of the body. So the supreme consciousness of the Lord is the source of all energies in material nature. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10 as follows. Maya yaksena prakriti suyate sa characharam hetunanena kunteya jagadviparivartate. Throughout all the energies of material nature, there is the hand of the Supreme Lord as the final superintendent. Due to the supreme cause only, the activities of material nature appear planned and systematic, and all things regularly evolve. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gnanjana Salakaya Chakshushonatam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamupakadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vanchakalpa Tubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bevachapa Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So the Lord is the seer and the external energy which is seen. Works as both the cause and effect in the cosmic manifestation. O greatly fortunate Vidura, this external energy is known as Maya, or illusion, and through her agency only is the entire material manifestation made possible. So, thank you all for coming. Sorry the technical difficulties. We had some nice images to show you because today's topic is about Maya. And Maya's, it seems like we use it a lot in Krishna consciousness as devotees. It's almost like Haribo, we use it for hi, bye, good, It's like you're in Maya, I'm in Maya, he's in Maya. That's Maya, I'm in Maya. So yeah, so we use that a lot. But what is Maya? And here we're getting some. Actually, the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, they wake us up and they give us the hearing, the vision to see how to understand who we are, where we are. There's one nice analogy I like that was given by Gaudacandra Prabhu. There was a time in India there, in Chapati, there was a hotel nearby, it was bombed. And he talked about that, after the bombing, there was so much chaos and the police are everywhere. And now all of a sudden this person, it's like a hotel, comes out of his room, he's just like nothing happened, he's walking around, and he's like, hi, how is everything? How's it going? And the police looked at him and go, where are you coming from? He goes, oh, I'm coming from my room. He goes, don't you know what happened? He goes, no, what happened? He said, no, I didn't know anything, I was sleeping. He goes, how could you sleep through all this? And he's like, and he said, he pulls out his hearing aid. He goes, when I sleep, I take out my hearing aid and I can't hear anything. I'm stone deaf. So just see, it's like we're here, seem like resting comfortably on Maya's lap, right? Sleeping. And we're not aware of what's going on. There's so much chaos, so much activities going on. Well, we're aware of them. There's so much violence in the world. So much terrorism, wars, so many things going on. But we think that's all there is. This material world is just a place of misery. It's like this. So this is what we're surrounded by. So Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam are help to wake us up and help us see reality and understand what is Maya. And then other places you see Maya is described as, Prabhupada describes it here as illusion, but he explains it. We have a tendency to think that it's just illusion, it's not real, this thing. And we say, yes, it's illusion in the sense that it's temporary. It exists, just like a dream exists. It has a beginning and an end. So the material world, this Maya world, is considered to be like a dream. So the world's a dream, and we're living in a dream in this world. So we have to see that this place is temporary because it has a beginning and an end. So we have to wake up from the dream. And this is what the transcendental literatures and the devotees are trying to do, is help us wake up from the dream. So I'd like to go to this section here where Prabhupada refers to the Bhagavad Gita. And the verse kind of translates a little bit different here. This material nature, which is one of my energies, is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non-moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So you just see it's created and annihilated, has a beginning and an end. So we're seeing here that the Supreme Lord, he's actually aloof from the activities of the material world, but yet he still remains as the director. And it's his will. You see, he's the supreme will in the background of this material manifestation. But the management is being conducted by material nature, which is Maya. So like Father, there's the Father, seed-giving Father, which is Krishna, in the womb of Mother Nature. So like that. So Krishna just merely glances, because his absolute, he could do anything with any part of his body. Like he can impregnate through his eyes. So this is what he does. He impregnates material nature with the living entities. And then we come out in different forms, different species, according to our different desires and our past deeds. So this is interesting. We're in this dream, but how we act within this dream determines whether we get out of the dream. So this is the mercy. Actually, Maya is like mother. We see Maya not as just some evil thing like Satan or some fallen angel. You know, as the Christians describe, he separated himself from God. So he's in competition with God. But Maya is not like that. Maya is actually part of Krishna. She's a devotee, pure devotee of Krishna. And her service is like a superintendent or like a teacher or someone who gives you an examiner to test us, to see if you're ready to go to Krishna. So that's what she's doing. She's testing us. She's seeing, are you going to cause a disturbance to Krishna? If you are, then you could stay here and you could try to dream that you're the master. It's like you see a servant. I guess in India it's very popular. In different other countries, servants are very common. Everybody has a servant in some places. So if the servant is very nicely serving, but all of a sudden he thinks, oh, I'm the master. I'm going to start running this household. I'm going to start being an enjoyer here. I mean, that's like he's completely an illusion. He's going to be, kicked out or whatever. So this is what we're trying to do. We think we're, the master now. So Krishna, there's no place for more than one master in the spiritual world. So Krishna's compassion and kindness and mercy, he creates a place where we can actually pretend and dream that we're masters or enjoyers. So this is what we're doing. So we're here in the material world. And we're dreaming. And we see Maya is like that. There's a nice, I was listening to a nice lecture by Mahatma Das. He was saying, we should see Maya like, what is Maya telling me in this situation? Instead of thinking, oh, that's Maya, it's matter. What is Maya telling me today? Like, we're trying to get out of Maya. So it's a nice point. We see Maya as someone, instead of evil or Satan or something to avoid. But, okay, we're in Maya. What is Maya trying to teach me? This is the compassion of Krishna, that he sent us into the material world to train us. Just like a father may be severe in training the son. Sometimes he has to be spanked or reprimanded or, shouted out or something. Or sometimes he's praised. So in this way he's trained, to actually grow. So in the same way, Maya is like that. So in the Vedas it describes Maya sometimes, this energy of Krishna. Sankaracharya is mainly the main one who tries to say that Maya is like illusion. It doesn't exist. All these things don't exist. It just, it's not here. So what's the use of trying to become liberated if it doesn't exist? What are you trying to become liberated from if it doesn't exist? So this is the whole view that the impersonalists bring out. But as far as the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita, it shows us as the energy of Krishna. She's a servant of Krishna. You see, and her duty is to entangle us and to train us and sometimes punish us. So this is how we try to see that. It's a creative power of Krishna. So just like another analogy is used is, like say you have a cow and they tie up the cow sometimes to a post. And the rope sometimes is very, very short and the cow can't move. You could barely just stand up and lay down maybe. But the more rope you give the cow, then it could go out and have more freedom to maybe graze or drink some water, do different things, you see. So this is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to become more and more free from the bondage, the illusion that I am the enjoyer, I'm the master. And then you see some cows are free to roam in the pasture, like that. So the more freedom you have, the more responsibility you have. And the more you are disobedient or defying the laws of God, then the less rope you have. And that's like different forms we experience. Like it's described here, there's so many different living entities according to their desires. Some are in trees. They can't even move. Their rope is very short. You see, and other people's like liberated. You see Narada Muni, he could go anywhere. Spiritual world, material world, it's amazing. This freedom is there. So it's for all of us. Yeah. So, so we have to understand it takes time actually to get out of this Maya. We can't think that it's going to be overnight. But because we're gradually cleaning the mirror, so to speak, gradually becoming purified, becoming more responsible for activities and how we act, then we become more free. And gradually we'll actually begin to see Maya as our friend. Because there's different kinds of Maya. There's Mahamaya in the material world. There's Yoga Maya, right, in the spiritual world. Even Narada Muni prays to Maya, please put me in illusion, in your Yoga Maya, so I can serve Krishna. So they have these different kinds of Mayas described in the Bhagavad Gita, like there's the Anamaya. This is like in the material world, kind of in our dream. People think that actually everything is just here for me to eat and taste. It's like the tongue, right? And then there's different Mayas. I don't remember the different names, but you probably remember. But there's other Mayas, like there's a Jnana Maya, right? You get more knowledge and, But then the greatest is Ananda Maya, is Krishna's energy, Krishna's material energy. So we have to see in the material world, there's different animals, they have different senses, and they're trapped according to their power of their senses. Like we see the elephant, it's a very powerful, animal, but its weakness is, it's like its skin, right? So the male elephant will come and rub against his skin and attract him. So he becomes very agitated. So then she's trained to run past this pit. So then the elephant runs after the female elephant and then he falls into the pit. So he's trapped. So he has a strong sense of the skin. And then we see the fisherman. He's very expert because he knows that the fish, they like to taste everything in their mouth. So he creates a hook and he puts some bait on there, something attractive or something tasty like a worm. And so the fish comes and grabs it and is hooked. So he's grabbed. Or we see there's the hunter who is very expert at hunting the deer. And they use a very sweet sound to attract the deer, and the deer is like really attracted, and he comes. And then he comes closer and closer to the sound, and then what happens? He gets trapped by the hunter. So these are, each animal has a certain sense that's very powerful. But in the human form of life, all our five senses are as powerful. They're like considered to be like horses. That one painting in the Bhagavad Gita with the 5 horses. You see they're running wild, different directions. One's the mouth, the face, all these things are there. So it's very powerful. And the mind is, trying to control, but it's being controlled by the senses, and intelligence is all bewildered. And the spirit soul is just there, suffering or enjoying the material world. So this is what happens in the material world. All these are so powerful. So we have to actually try to get those under control by following the teachings of the scriptures, following the principles, taking good association of the devotees, and creating an atmosphere where we're seeing everything as Krishna's. So Maya is Krishna's energy, like his shadow. And what we're doing is we're living in a shadow world, thinking that it's separate from Krishna, not realizing actually this is Krishna's energy. Even though it looks dark and there's so many things happening, but still, if we use the shadow world for Krishna's service instead of for our own sense gratification, then we can actually get out of the shadow world. because it's Krishna's energy. So as devotees, we try to become expert at engaging everything in the material world in Krishna's service. Oh, you belong to Krishna. This is Krishna. The devotee sees Krishna everywhere. So he wants to say, oh, let me offer this to Krishna. It's not that we think that the material world is illusion, you can't enjoy anything, that's Maya. Like devotees in the early days used to think, when they used to travel in the van on Sankirtan, we shouldn't look at nature and see how beautiful it is. That's Maya. You should just keep your noses in the books. Or you shouldn't offer nice prasada food. It should be very, like plain. What is it? What do they say? Bland, untasty. But no, we have very nice prasadam, very tasty. But it's not for our own sense gratification. We're doing it to offer to Krishna. And then because Krishna is absolute, he can eat it with his eyes or his ears, hear your devotion. And then he, out of his compassion, he leaves it for us to enjoy. So we can see everything as Krishna's, and then it becomes prasadam, Krishna's mercy. So that's how we should see Maya. Maya is like mother, Maya is Krishna's energy. Maya is like a examiner, like that. Not as Satan or some evil, separate, dark angel that separated himself from God. But no, he's there. Yeah. But so that's our plan, is that, see what is Maya telling you? And then we see that actually this world is created by God. And then out of Krishna's compassion created it, not as some like person that like say, you suffer, I want to see you suffer, die, you're eternally damned. But no, it's actually Maya is like Krishna's compassion, Prabhupada said. You see? Because she's trying to help us bring us back to Krishna and back to the spiritual world. So, yeah. Anyway, apologize again for the lack of images for you to really see. But that's basically what I wanted to say. And maybe if someone has any comments or questions, we could expand on Maya. So the mic, getting the mic ready. Yes, we have a question over here.
Thank you, Prabhu. I also heard this, like you were talking about having a fear of Maya. There can be also like a
healthy fear
of Maya,
Yeah.
But at the same time, we can also remember that Maya is energy of Krishna. So if we always taking shelter of Krishna, then we won't be influenced by Maya.
Yes.
Just the point.
There's a verse, Daivehesa Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. It's Krishna's energy. It's very, Maya is so powerful. Nobody can defeat her. She's super powerful. It's Krishna's energy. So we have to respect her in that way. And if we, try to serve, okay, Maya is Krishna's energy, so let's use that energy to Krishna. So in that way we become, we can cross over it by Krishna's mercy. Thank you. Nice comment. Anybody else? Yes? I think, did your hand go up? Oh, I thought you were. Okay. All right. We'll leave early. Thank you so much for your kind attention. All glories to Srimad Bhagavatam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.